Hey guys, what's up? It's the Silent Reviews here, coming at you guys with another video today. This video I was supposed to do either Thursday or Friday, but I was busy, of course, with the project that we had going on Chris's channel. I mentioned that to you guys like about 2 or 3 times, but it was a huge success. Let me just say, this was probably the greatest thing I've ever been a part of, honestly. This literally felt like I was in a movie. That's how crazy it was. But I don't want to get into all of it. I'll talk about it in another video, but it's on Chris's channel. I'll leave a link in the description box down below, like I always do, and I'll put it in the card thing in the corner as well, so you can check it out. But like I said, I'll make another video about it and I'll talk about it. It was just great, and I can't wait to film the rest of it. It was only just part 1 that we did on Friday. We were supposed to do part 2 on the same day, but we were too tired, so we ended up we're just gonna save it for another time. But until then, let's get on with this video. So this is gonna be my 205 Live and NXT review. Like I said, I was supposed to do this the other day, but you know, just had a pretty busy schedule within the past few days, so I figured since I was just home today, might as well do it today. And yeah, and then we have Raw tomorrow night, and we have SmackDown on Tuesday, and we already know what's going to happen on both shows, so I'll talk about that at the end of this video. But anyways, let's get on to this review. So let's start off with 205 Live from February 19, 2019. So before the show kicked off, we always have our general manager, Drake Maverick. He always starts the show with announcing what matches we have in store for us on that night, and then he hypes up whatever is going on, basically. So the first match that started the show was Humberto Carrillo. He took on TJP, and TJP, he's in the news, people, and we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in another video. TJP lost to Humberto Carrillo. Why, I don't know. But this was a fun match. I enjoyed it. This was definitely one of TJP's best matches in a while. I'm not saying he's bad in the ring, but like sometimes his matches do get a little boring. Just it kind of depends on who he's in the ring with. But Humberto, he's great in the ring, and so of course he's going to have a great match with TJP. And this was exciting. This was fun to watch, like I said. And I love the little finisher Humberto has, where he literally does a handstand on the top turnbuckle, and then he springboards himself onto the top rope and delivers a moonsault. That's pretty sick. I've never seen anything like that before, so that's a cool finisher. So yeah, Humberto gets the win over TJP to kick off 205 Live. During this match, however, Drew Gulak and Jack Gallagher, they've been trying to recruit Humberto to like whatever thing they have going on, and they're trying to they want to make him a popular star or whatever. So they've been trying to recruit him for the past few weeks, and Humberto's just kind of been avoiding them. Well, I wouldn't say avoiding them, but it's like he just doesn't have the time for them or whatever. So he's just doing his own thing. So yeah, Gulak and Gallagher were at ringside during this match, and they were cheering on Humberto. Humberto picked up the win. They were happy about it. And then they gave him a round of applause. And then they said that he has so much potential, as they were raising his hand and putting them on their shoulders to celebrate his victory. Backstage, we get a promo from Tony Nese, which I'm a huge fan of. If you didn't know, I did a picture of Tony Nese a few months ago, and he actually saw it on Instagram, and then he reposted it on his Twitter, and then he posted it again on Instagram, and I guess in his little fan art Friday thing that he has, and see, my piece was in there, and that was really cool. So that was awesome. But yeah, Tony Nese is backstage with a promo, and he talks about how he's proved himself against Noam Dar, and he wants better competition, basically. And he mentions that there's this 8-man tournament thing going on, that Drake Maverick announced this tournament going on, And basically, whoever wins this tournament is going to face Buddy Murphy for the Cruiserweight Championship at WrestleMania. And it looks like Tony Nese is going to be a part of this tournament. And I'm kind of hoping that Tony Nese ends up winning this thing. Because, think about it. Tony Nese and Buddy Murphy, they've been associated with one another for quite some time now. And I think it will be great if we end up seeing these two clash at WrestleMania with the title on the line. I think it'd be a great match. It would definitely be one hell of a fight. So, and if it leads to Tony Nese picking up the Cruiserweight title, then hey man, I'm all for it. I love Tony Nese. He's great. He's awesome. As he just mentioned, whatever gets in his way, he'll knock it back down, and then he promises to win the tournament and become Cruiserweight champion at WrestleMania. Mike and Maria Kanellis, they were interviewed backstage while Mike is preparing for his main event match against Cedric Alexander. While Mike is taping up his fist, Maria puts her husband's accomplishments over and asks if he's been so successful by taking the easy way out, before saying he's going to beat Cedric Alexander tonight and prove that he's the most dangerous man here on 205 Live. Ever since Mike has been a part of 205 Live, he hasn't had the best winning streak. He's lost a couple of matches to Kalisto, Lindsay Dorado. He's lost matches to Lucha House Party, and now he's getting this match with Cedric Alexander. And he's trying to boost his momentum back up in the play. So, yeah. And then we'll talk about that match. So Arya Daivari comes out and he cuts a promo on this random guy. I don't know who it was. What is his name? Johnny Lyon or something like that. I don't know what the hell this guy was wearing. It looked like one of those guys they just picked up off the street, saying, "Hey, you're gonna work for, you're gonna be a part of the show tonight. We're gonna pay you money. You're gonna job to Arya Daivari." So that's basically what happened. Literally nothing happened. So Arya Daivari just squashes this jobber, Johnny Lyon or whatever, and he takes him out. The only thing I liked about it though was that he didn't end up winning with that lariat that he does. He actually won with the $1 Million Dream, the Cobra Clutch, which was really interesting. So, but I mean, I'm not a big fan of Arya Daivari. I mean, he's not bad in the ring, but it just, I don't know, it's just something about him. It doesn't really like catch with me. Like I don't know what it is. I'm not too big on Daivari's, but yeah, this is just filler basically. Backstage, Cruiserweight champion Buddy Murphy cuts a promo from the locker room saying that he has to hand it to Drake, trying to give him the challenges he needs and recounting all the men he's defeated during his reign thus far. And Buddy Murphy was talking about everybody that's been put in front of him, and he's just taking them all out one by one, and he's looking to see who he's going to face at WrestleMania for the title. Cedric Alexander versus Mike Kanellis, our main event on 205 Live. This was a great match. This was definitely Mike Kanellis' best match on 205 Live since he's been on the show. And I enjoyed it for what. This was a fun match, man. I really enjoyed this. The little story that they had in this match was Cedric's knee. Now we know Cedric has a history of knee problems, and so he went for his signature springboard clothesline, and I don't know what happened, but he landed on his feet and his knee kind of buckled, and I thought he was seriously injured, but he ended up selling the majority of this for the match. And I don't know what it is, man, but Cedric Alexander is just a great seller in general. Like, you can actually tell if he's trying to be hurt or whatever, but I don't even know if he was actually hurt. If he was just selling it for the match, then the guy did a great job, because I legitimately thought he was hurt. And then what happens? During the end of this match, Mike hits his finisher on Cedric. The referee counts the 3. John Cone counts the 3. But before he even mentioned to ring the bell, he looked up and Cedric, I don't know how Cedric did this, but his shoulder just went up right at the last second. Literally, he was laying down and his shoulder, he couldn't even bring his arm up. That's how weak he felt. And his shoulder just went. And the referee stopped the count, even though he hit 3. Mike and Maria came in the ring. They thought they won. And then that's when the referee announced that the match is going to continue. And Mike couldn't believe it. And Cedric ends up hitting the lumbar check for the 1-2-3, and Cedric Alexander picks up a huge win over Mike Kanellis on 205 Live. But yeah, this was a pretty good show. I mean, 205 Live never disappoints, just like NXT. 205 Live is definitely better than Monday Night Raw, one being that it's 1 hour, and two being that it's only 2-3 matches, and yeah, it's just the same as NXT, where it's just you're just gonna get the best out of the division and the stars. Speaking of NXT, let's move on to the review for NXT. Man, well, what can I say about NXT? NXT is the best damn show on television, weekly basis for wrestling. So, let me just get into this real quick. So before NXT aired, we had a video package for the main event, which was Johnny Gargano defending the North American title against the Velveteen Dream. He won this tournament called the Worlds Collide Tournament. I was going to talk about this, but I just never got into it. So, Velveteen Dream, he wins this World Collide Tournament. It was basically a little tournament, it was all 3 brands, 205 Live versus NXT versus NXT UK, and Velveteen Dream ended up beating Tyler Bate in the finals of this tournament to win a future title shot of his choosing on 3 brands, and he chose NXT, of course, and he chose the NXT North American Championship. So now it's Velveteen Dream versus Johnny Gargano in the main event. So the match, we'll talk about it, because this was something special. But anyways, NXT started off with a match with Aleister Black and Roderick Strong. I don't know, I was kind of confused, because when Kayla Braxton announced Roderick Strong coming out, she said Roderick Strong, and I don't know what she meant by that, but like, if that's your way of pronouncing Roderick Strong's name, then you gotta fix that. Just saying. Somebody's messaging me on Messenger real quick. Doing my 205 Live and NXT review, bro. There we go. Okay. So yeah, Aleister Black and Roderick Strong. These two were actually set to have a match. It was scheduled for this week, actually, because last week Ricochet was taken out by the Undisputed Era after Aleister Black was basically Aleister Black was just I don't know how to say it. It was just like a, I don't know, what the fuck am I saying? I don't even know. Like, look, it's just alright. I don't even know what I'm saying. Okay. So basically, Ricochet and Aleister Black, they have this bonding going on, and they're basically trying to team up against the Undisputed Era, and the Undisputed Era took control of that, and they took them out at the end of the last week's show. There you go. Because Ricochet and Adam Cole had a match. Ricochet won that match, and by the way, it was a great match. It wasn't as good as their match at TakeOver Brooklyn, where Ricochet won the North American title, but it was definitely a great match itself for a television product. So, but yeah, after that match, Undisputed Era came out, and they attacked Ricochet, and then Aleister Black came out, and then Undisputed Era laid out Aleister Black. See, now I'm remembering things, because it's finally coming into full tuition. So now this week we have Aleister Black versus Roderick Strong, and this was a hard-hitting match, man. These guys beat the hell out of each other. This was great. So Roddy enters alone, of course, because whenever Undisputed Era they have a separate match, they come alone, and it should be that way. So Roddy enters alone, immediately grounds the action while trying to target the leg. Black reaches his feet and lights Strong with these kicks and gets an early 2 count with a bridging cover. Things spill to the outside, and Roddy follows with a sliding dropkick to Aleister on the ramp. The Messiah, the backbreaker, drops Black's on the steps, which was really nasty, and Black sold the shit out of that. And he takes control in the ring. He works over the lower back, and they end up in the corner. Black fights out of the superplex attempt, but his attempt to counter with a powerbomb is unsuccessful when his back gives out on him. The former NXT champ connects with a knee and dodges a running one from Strong in the corner. He ends a sequence with a brainbuster and gets a 2. Roddy covers after a pop-up gutbuster, and then they brawl to the apron where Strong throws in Black neck first into the ring post. Like, another pretty sick spot. Then they brawl to the apron where Strawn throws Black neck first into the ring post. I just said that. What the hell am I doing? More near falls, including one of the release backbreaker, but Aleister escapes a suplex and hits the Black Mass out of nowhere for the win. Undisputed Era win. Aleister Black wins. Undisputed Era comes in. Kyle O'Reilly catches a kick, but then the numbers are too much for him. Out comes Ricochet, who comes to Aleister Black's aid, just like Aleister Black and the Ricochet's aid the previous week. So he's repaying the favor, and the duo are able to fight off the heel Coordinates. I don't know what this next segment was, but it was just weird. So it literally says here the world's lamest locker room brawl shown. Shayna Baszler and Marina Shafir and Jessamyn Duke, they went into the back and they were just talking trash to these other stars. And Mia Yim was there, and Lacey Lane was there, and some other stars were there, and they were just talking trash to them. And then it kind of turned into a brawl with the NXT coaches breaking it up, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what that leads to. But apparently we're getting a match next week with Shayna Baszler and Mia Yim, so that should be interesting. We have a video package from Bianca Belair promo. She explains that her undefeated is a mindset, and she's not going to roll over and let Io Shirai and her little friend Kairi Sane take her title shot. Because if you guys remember, there was a tag team match that aired 2 weeks ago where Bianca Belair teamed with Io and Kairi to take on Shayna, Shafir, and Duke in that 6-woman's tag match. And Io Shirai ended up picking up the win when Bianca hit her finisher, but Io took advantage and she won with the moonsault. And then Bianca was a little confused because she thought she was going to win the match for herself. Io ended up pinning Shayna Baszler, and now it looks to be that Io's going to get that title shot at NXT TakeOver New York. So, yeah, I don't know what the deal is with Bianca and Io and Kairi, but it could lead to something. I don't know if it could lead to like a number one contenders match for Shayna Baszler's title. I don't know. Could be something special. Maybe we get a triple threat with these girls, or we get a one-on-one match with Bianca and Kairi or Bianca and Io. I probably think it'd be Bianca and Io, being that Io's the one that pinned Shayna Baszler, so it kind of makes sense. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Nigel McGuinness recaps the Raw and SmackDown debuts of Black, Ciampa, Gargano, and Ricochet. Just imagine what these debuts would feel like if Mauro Ranallo was on commentary for both Raw and SmackDown. I mean, SmackDown did have Mauro back in the day when JBL was there, and unfortunately they had to take him out because JBL and Mauro just didn't get along, and I don't know why. But Mauro lets us in some breaking news that the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic is back once again, and apparently the winner of this tournament is going to be fighting the War Raiders at TakeOver New York for the NXT Tag Team titles. It's going to be really interesting to see who ends up winning this thing. The action starts in 2 weeks, and the first 4 teams in the field are the Street Profits, who I'm a huge fan of. Love Montez Ford, he's great. Undisputed Era, of course, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, not Roderick Strong. The Undisputed Era, the original Undisputed Era, is going to be Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong. Fabian Aichner and Marcel Bartel from NXT UK, also known as the European Union, and the Forgotten Sons are the first 4 teams. The other 4 will be unveiled along with the bracket next week. I could see Aleister Black and Ricochet being in there. I think that would be great. If they end up being in there, I could see them winning the whole damn thing. Can you imagine Aleister Black and Ricochet versus the War Raiders? I think that'd be something special. I'd love to see that. So we'll see what happens, guys. So Mia Yim, she had this match with Xia Li, and it was really nothing special. It was just, like I said, it was just one of those filler matches, but it was okay. After the match, however, Shayna Baszler came out, of course, and then attacked these girls or whatever. And then we had basically the same girls that came out in the backstage brawl. They came out to aid Mia Yim. And then that's when they showed us that Mia Yim is having her match with Shayna Baszler next week. Jeremy Borash, who we know from TNA, he is now in WWE as a backstage producer. Good for him. He sits down to interview Matt Riddle. And the Kingdom Bro says he never considered dialing back his persona. Someone told him to turn it up, and he figures if he goes too far, that someone will tell him. We see clips of the Cassius Ohno feud, and he says he's glad he got rid of him, and now he can move on to bigger things. 2 weeks ago, he tapped out Drew Gulak, and that was a great match. And he's focused on championships. You can see the whole interview on YouTube. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. So as Gargano is warming up for his match with Velveteen Dream, Candice LeRae comes in, and she asks if he knows what he needs to do. Ciampa walks up and says, if you need me, I'll be here. Johnny then says he has all he needs right here, which is his wife. So he's going to go out there and be Johnny frickin' Wrestling, like we know he is. The NXT champ says he'll be watching. And now we get on to the main event. Velveteen Dream versus Johnny Gargano for the NXT North American Championship. Man, match of the fucking night. This was great. It started off a little bit slow, but it ended up picking up like very fast, and it was just a fantastic match. Dream's rocking the white tights with the black tassels. He basically wore the same thing that he wore in the Worlds Collide tournament in the finals. He shoots in for takedowns early. Gargano gets to the bottom rope for a break. They stay technical, and Johnny gets the best of it until he rolls into a stiff right hand. But while Gargano regroups, we see a cool shot of Ciampa watching from an elevated vantage point. Ronaldo calls him a Macrobit Spectre in the shadows. Dream stays in control, getting a cover off from a double axe hand off the top. He taunts Johnny with a swivel of his hips, and he stays on the offense until Johnny sweeps his legs, and when he jumps on the middle turnbuckle, sending Velveteen straight down to land on his neck and the upper back. Dream seems out of it as Johnny disrespectfully slaps the shit out of him, and I'm telling you, or was it no? No, this is wrong. It was Dream that slapped the shit out of Johnny, and that was, let me tell you, that was, Johnny was pissed off, man. He did not look happy when Dream slapped the shit out of him, but that was crazy. So this is wrong. I don't know why it says Dream slaps Johnny. It's actually Johnny. I don't know why it says Johnny disrespectfully slaps Dream when it's Johnny that gets slapped by Dream. Whatever. Then props him to the corner for some chops and strikes. 2 count off of a neck breaker as the announcers talk up Johnny's record 12 takeover appearances. The champ's rest hold focuses on Dream's neck, shoulders, and back. He even gets into 2 count while Velveteen Dream tries to escape a double arm stretch. Dream plays Poston to land a few punches of his own, but Johnny whips him across the ring and over to the post to the floor. Gargano pranes to a mixed reaction, then heads outside to break the count rather than take a count-out win. He then throws Dream back into the ring, and the younger man won't stay down, trying to punch out before Johnny stretches him out again. He punches his way out and sends Johnny to the floor with a fury of punches. He hits the axe handle from the top rope and tries to cover after rolling Gargano back in. Dream hits a famous stroke, which we don't see very often from Dream. For another near fall, Johnny kicks out. Both men get to their feet as we cut to the NXT champ again. He sets Johnny up in the corner, and Dream goes for a Dream Valley driver from there. But Gargano slips out and hits a spinning flatliner for a 2. More punches as both men were wearing down. They collide when trying to hit each other with an elbow. To the apron where Johnny hits a super kick. Gargano tries to slingshot in and gets caught with a right to the jaw. Johnny fights out of the DVD on the apron, but back in, Dream misses the purple Rainmaker but hits a spinning DDT for the 2 count. I thought he had him there. To the corner, Johnny tries to elbow out of another imbalanced DVD, but he can't. He does kick out at 2 though. Dream recovers, climbs, looks for a top rope elbow, but Johnny rolls out. Velveteen tries for the axe handle, but he gets a super kick instead. And I'm telling you, he sold the shit out of that super kick, man. I thought he was out. Johnny throws Dream in, slingshot DDT. 1, 2, no. Velveteen Dream kicks out. I thought that was it. I was literally standing up after this portion of the match. When Johnny hit that slingshot DDT, when he beat Ricochet for that North American title, that's how he won the title in the first place. When he hit that slingshot DDT on Velveteen Dream, I thought it was it. Excuse me. But Velveteen Dream kicks out at 2. So I was standing up for the rest of this match. This literally took me at the edge of my seat. So I'm standing up to watch the rest of this match, looking to see what happens next. So Gargano lifts Velveteen up by the head for a couple lariats to the neck. He bounces back into a super kick, but Johnny comes back with a clothesline. He goes for the knee, but Dream evades. Dream Valley Driver. He hits the Dream Valley Driver. Another one. Purple Rainmaker. And that's it. And Velveteen Dream, before he ended this match, he hit a Dream Valley Driver from the top rope. Man, that was great. That was the best spot of the match. And I thought he had him there. And then he hits another one, and he hits the Purple Rainmaker. 1, 2, 3. Velveteen Dream is your new NXT North American Champion, people. I was not expecting Gargano to drop the title this early. This was his only first title defense, and he lost it to the Dream. It does make sense, though, being that Dream won the Worlds Collide tournament, so I guess you can say if he lost, it wouldn't hurt him, but at the same time, it'd be kind of stupid because he won. He literally had 3 matches in the same night to win this tournament, and then he won, and now he's the North American Champion. So congratulations to the Velveteen Dream, man. Well deserved. He's definitely the future of this company, no doubt. So is Johnny, so is Tommaso, so is Ricochet, so is Alistair, so many. They are the future stars of WWE. And then we see Ciampa laughing from the perch as Dream celebrates and Johnny rolls out. That's all I gotta say, man. This was a fantastic match. Like I said, it picked up a little slow in the beginning, but it ended up being match of the night. Fantastic. These two fucking never failed to deliver. Velveteen Dream, Johnny Gargano. And it's crazy because the last time these two fought, Velveteen Dream did beat Johnny Gargano. And that's when Johnny was on a little losing streak. But since he won the North American title, he had this feud with Velveteen Dream continue. And then Dream won the Worlds Collide tournament. And now he's the NXT North American Champion. So we have to see what happens from here. But yeah, guys, there you have it. My NXT and 205 Live review is up officially. And I'll be back tomorrow night for Monday Night Raw. Until then, I will see you guys in the next one. Oh, by the way, I did mention this. So, coming up on Raw tomorrow, we have Ric Flair's 70th birthday celebration. Ric Flair has turned 70. His birthday, I think, was yesterday or today. So, happy birthday to Nate. And, yeah, he's going to be celebrating his birthday on Raw tomorrow. I could see Becky Lynch coming in, maybe. But we'll see what happens if she can get her way back into the title match. We know it's going to happen. We don't know when. But I think it'll be better if she comes in tomorrow and she puts Flair into a disarmer or whatever. But we'll see. And then the other thing that's been announced, which we did talk about in the previous video, is that Roman Reigns is coming to Raw for the first time since his leukemia announcement. And he's going to be giving us an update on his battle with leukemia. So we'll see what happens there. Could we expect Ambrose and Rollins to appear at the same time? Maybe. But we'll see. We'll see what the big dog has to say. I'm excited to see that. Yeah, that's what we got for Raw. SmackDown, though, we have 3 major things happening for SmackDown. 1, we have Johnny Gargano taking on Cesaro. One-on-one action. This is going to be a freaking great match. This is going to be one of those TV match of the years. I'm telling you. Johnny Gargano and Cesaro. This is going to be great, man. I can't wait. Ricochet is teaming with Aleister Black, being that they're going to be teaming possibly in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. They're teaming up on SmackDown to take on the team of Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura. That should be interesting. I'm excited to see what Ricochet and Black can do as a tag team, so we'll see what happens. And then the other thing that is happening, we're probably going to save this for the end of the show, is we know that Kofi Kingston's getting his title shot against Daniel Bryan at Fastlane, and it looks like we're going to be getting the contract signing for these two to have their match at Fastlane. The contract signing is going to be happening on SmackDown as well. So yeah, that's what we have going on. And for 205 Live, I forgot to mention this in the 205 Live portion of this video. Drake Maverick announced for 2 matches for next week. It's going to be the start of this 8-man tournament. The first match is going to be Kalisto taking on Tony Nese, and the second match is going to be Drew Gulak taking on the Brian Kenrick. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, guys, that's all I got for you in this NXT and 205 Live review. Let me know what you think. Both shows, I thought they were both great. Obviously, NXT never disappoints. 205 Live never disappoints. 2 great shows in 1 week. And yeah, that's all I got to say. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, favorite, RKO the like button out of nowhere, and tap the little bell for notifications. And I will put up in the card, whether it's this way or this way, I don't know which way it is or that it shows, but I will put it up, Chris's video. Please go check it out. You will not be disappointed, and we have more to come, guys. So that's it. So I will see you all in the next one. Too sweet.